Hey guys, welcome to the Trekker Icarus channel, a branch off of the Trekker Crew channel. This is me, Andy. I will be covering the reversed policies of Xbox One today in the video, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. It'll be a really quick one. Alright, first thing I wanted to point out was that the Kinect, people have been saying the Kinect always watches you. That's not exactly true. It always listens. And it's not always listening into your conversations, it's actually listening into your voice for commands, and that's why it's always on. It's not actually always watching though. That'd be very creepy, and yeah, that's not right. And even when the Xbox is off, it'll be listening. Next thing, Xbox One, the console reveal did really seem like an all-in-one tool more than a gaming console. And people have really criticized that, and Microsoft has changed their policies, and now they can move on to seeming more like a gaming console. Alright, let's get started on the policies. Alright guys, I'll explain the old policy, then I'll explain the new and revised policy. The first old policy was the always online, the 24-hour connectivity and the checks. Microsoft has put that up so then people really don't do funny business. Originally, they put that up for people not to do any funny business or have like the games that they shouldn't or anything like that. And people have criticized that a lot. It's not because of the checks for games and stuff. It's that they won't be able to play their games when they're offline. They only get to play for a certain amount of time, I believe. And people, gamers, in fact, have said it's a hassle. It's really an inconvenience. It's a barrier between the player and the game. Having the always online connectivity is a hassle because some people do have problems with their internet. It does happen. And not being able to play your games even though you're offline, it's a big wall, a big barrier between games and the players. And Xbox fans do not want that, so they've criticized that really badly. And the new policy is they've gotten rid of that. You'll be able to play your games offline as you could have before, and any games you downloaded on Xbox Live you could still do so. And people have reacted to that rather well. There's still a lot of hate out there, but this is actually a good move on Microsoft's part. Although very late, it's a very good move on Microsoft's part. The next policy, the most controversial of them, is the used game policy. Basically, once you've had your game and you've used it, you've put on your Xbox, downloaded, all that kind of stuff, it's worthless. Now think of it like a PC game where you bought it and then you have to put a little confirmation code in it. It's similar to that. And once you've used your game, it becomes worthless, really. Trying to spread it around for use, selling it, all that kind of stuff is a big hassle. So Microsoft has gotten rid of that. You can lend your games, you can rent your games, you can buy used games as you did before with the Xbox 360, and no policy will be changed. So let's move on to some of the big criticisms that are still out there. Alright, I'll start out with my one biggest criticism of Microsoft right now. The biggest criticism and my only criticism is that Microsoft has taken too long to get out their answers, and the previous answers were too vague, let's say, and it really didn't help for the gaming community. Now that they've really brought out some good answers, people have been reacting to it in two ways. They were hoping for that one-way reaction, but they did not get that because they were kind of late. One is that people have been supporting it. It's like now it's there's still some hope. Others have been saying that they've surrendered to Sony, and they finally said that they've been changing their policies. And it kind of seems like both. It really does. But Microsoft really did fix their ways here. They finally understand what they did wrong, and they've done it, but it's a little bit late. We gotta admit that. They've kind of let PS4, their competition, get ahead, and I assume that's not what they wanted in the first place. Mostly with that video about lending games and the E3 reveals and stuff, the conferences, yeah, they really let them get ahead, and that's not what they wanted exactly. Alright, now I have to start talking about how the gaming community has reacted and how there are some things that we've been doing A little wrong. We haven't been really thinking. It's kind of, we've been starting wars, let's just say, against Microsoft. We've been criticizing Xbox One for the company and not exactly for the gaming console. Now, let's say we've been taking a look at the specs and there's not too many differences. We can't really argue that, but we've been arguing about the company. And I think we should keep that separate from the gaming console. I'm not sure if people will agree with me on this, but keeping it separate will keep a healthy competition. I don't want to bring Microsoft into my gaming community. I don't want to have to buy a Xbox One and a PS4, say, if I chose to, and be criticized of buying an Xbox One because Microsoft sucks. You know, I don't see a reason in doing that, and since there's a changed policy, I can see myself buying an Xbox One and being able to use it, but I don't want to be criticized for the company who made it and not the gaming console itself. But there are some reasons why I wouldn't buy the Xbox One, and rather I would buy the PS4 because of price. Yeah, they're still ahead in price. $100 less is really a deal breaker for me. I'll be moving on to the PS4 for the price, unless specs on Xbox One are significantly better. And yeah. Alright guys, that about wraps it up for the Xbox One reverse policies. Before I go, I want to give my best wishes to Xbox One. It's been receiving too much criticism for its console, and I really don't want to hate on it. I'm not really that hating kind of person. I really do hope it's respected as a console. I hope the wars start on specs and not on the creators. I really do hope it's not seen as a ploy on your wallets, because that'll really hinder the sales and hinder the games that will be put on Xbox One, because there will be a lot of amazing games put on Xbox One and we can't criticize it for its company and not play the games. What kind of gaming community would we be, right? Yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Go check out my Trekker Crew channel, or not mine, me and Thaddeus's, and check out our Elder Scrolls Online video if you're looking forward to that, and our PC games and stuff. Alright, see you guys.